And a lot of women need to realize that a man doesn't always have to provide access to his lifestyle and money as proof that he likes or loves you. You see how everything you say backfires, bro? Like, I will not stop until you stop saying the dumb shit out your mouth.
I was in the bedroom counting money, yeah. I was in the bedroom counting money,
There's one thing to say and always keep his pride!
You know where the bitch is at? Huh? You know where the bitch is?
Do I know what?
Where the bitch is at?
Where the bitches are at? They're everywhere.
Ah, I know that shit.
Somewhere far away, I walk.
Now I got the information that I need, and now I have to break your neck. It's just the way it is.
If you aren't ready for a relationship, make sure you communicate that with the person that you are texting or the person that you are seeing. You can hurt a lot of good people by being unable to communicate effectively. If that's not where you currently are at in life, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you communicate that, because one-sided expectations can really hurt a person mentally. If you wouldn't want it done to you, don't do it to another person.
So don't expect me to perform wife duties under a girlfriend title. Let me explain to you why that whole idea is fucking ridiculous and it's easy to dismantle, and it was probably spread by one woman and then other women picked it up and started spreading it even further without even thinking it through. So, if a woman's going to show you that she wouldn't be a good wife, well then why would you marry her? It's just a way for a woman to either fast track a ring to her finger or show you that, well, I could treat you a lot better, but I'm not going to because you didn't put a ring on my finger. But once you put a ring on her finger, why would she change? Because, well, all the actions that she performed was good enough for you to put a ring on her finger. So that means she doesn't really have to kick it up a notch or do anything extra because, well, everything that she did was good enough for you to marry her. So what, after the marriage, she's just going to start performing wife duties? No, she's not going to. At all. Period. That's why you don't do that. If she's not going to show you what kind of a good wife she could be, well, there's no point in a marriage, is there? So I don't believe any of that shit, fellas. It's a very stupid fucking idea.
I hear your heart beat to the beat of the drum.
Every single time they fucking text you back, you know what you should be doing instead of sitting there saying, I'm gonna text them back? You should be like, what the fuck do you think this is? The fuck do you think I am to you? Who the fuck do you think you are coming back into my fucking life? All the things you fucking done to me, you think I'm gonna fucking bring you back? Are you out of your goddamn fucking mind? Huh? You, your supplies, everything that you fucking know can go fuck themselves. And you can go and enjoy your motherfucking rest of eternity in motherfucking pits of hell. I really could give a fuck less what you're doing with yourself. Don't you dare come back into my life. My life is my life. You have your own fucking life. Go deal with your own shit. Don't come back into mine.
You gon' make me need bail, you know that. Caught dipping with your friend, you ain't even have man lying on you.
Sometimes when people appear like they're loving people and they're loving everybody else, it's because they don't like themselves. I've learned this: the person that is friends with everybody is the enemy to himself. You know.
He's here for help. So for y'all that feel like y'all be in these situations where you be extra nervous with the girl, you be extra like talking too much and talking too fast, and realize this, bro. It is a mutual date. You did not force her to come here. I mean, let's talk. This is a video, so maybe they did force her to come here. Who knows? She got paid. Who knows? For you and your girl, or you were talking to somebody. They're here by their own choice. So there's no type of forcing. Like I feel like when people are nervous like this, when they talk too much, and it's like they feel like they have to meet some sort of expectation. No. They went in here and they said, I'm going to give it a chance. Just let things be. Let things flow, bro. There's no forcing anything. You don't have to talk at a certain speed. You don't have to become a certain guy in her eyes. Because she will naturally know who you are throughout the conversation. You don't have nothing to prove. You don't, like, she has to prove herself to you just as much as you have to earn her right in her life. It's a mutual thing, bro. It ain't you earning her and working for her. It's a mutual thing. But when you feel like you got something to prove to her and you trying to earn her so much, that's when you sell out like this, trying to be all nervous.
You like looking to go.
One of the biggest lies that we're told. Be with someone who makes you happy. Nah. Fuck that. Happiness is something that you create by yourself. It's your responsibility. Be with someone who adds to it.
Well, keep in mind, in some cases, this actually comes from some major ego and insecurity issues. For example, someone who has based the majority of their self-worth on being gassed up and constantly validated, and so now have God complex themselves into a belief that all men should be worshiping the ground that they walk on and should be grateful to get the chance to. And so when a man doesn't automatically simp for such an egomaniac, they have a problem with that, and so become thirsty for that man's attention and validation.
You blocked me out of anger. I blocked you out of peace.
I never blocked you because I can care less whether you see me happy or not. Once you're out of my life, you're out for good. I can care less. You no longer exist.
Sneak designs, that's that shit I don't like. Don't like.
SDB, SB3272, nigga, that's my partner, them GLOB.
I looked at you and said.
There are a couple of relationship breakup myths that I want to address. The first one is, let's be friends. We've heard it so often, it seems innocuous, and everybody sort of buys into it that, hey, yeah, that can work and that's a good thing. But it's incredibly insidious and it almost never works. Yes, there are exceptions, but it almost never works right away. And why is that? Because very often when we're saying let's be friends, and often it's proposed by the person who's doing the breaking up from this other person. And I'm proposing it because I don't want to look like a fucking asshole for breaking up with you. And so I'm trying to be all fucking kumbaya and yeah, let's be friends. But it creates problems for me down the road because invariably when we're doing the let's be friends right away thing rather than let's be friends later, is this person keeps holding on and I'm trying to get away. And so I'm always like, I still have one foot stuck in the relationship. It's sort of dragging me even though I'm trying to move on. And I'm realizing that a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, I'm still having to deal with this person's problem. So where I thought I was doing a good thing by saying let's be friends, I'm creating problems for myself later. Not only that, I'm creating problems for this person. I'm creating problems for them because it's one thing to lose the person you love and to be stuck now alone with this giant hole where they used to be. And it's one thing to be stuck with that and to grieve that and to grieve the death of the dream that was the relationship. But to do it on my own, in my own space, enables me, forces me to face the truth and address it. Whereas if I always think there's a possibility, and I'm thinking that, believe me, if we're being friends, I'm thinking there might be a possibility. And so I'm still sort of hanging on, which means I'm not addressing that hole of where they used to be. I don't want to address that hole. It's like when you break up with someone and say, but maybe down the road we can date. Maybe down the road. Oh shit, you leave that fucking door open, this person who's being broken up from will never fucking let go. Because they're always holding out hope that it might happen, it might happen, it might happen, and they're always holding, which means they're not addressing their fucking grief. They're not addressing their sorrow. Now there's the other side of it, where this person, the one who's being broken up from, says, yeah, but can we be friends? And this person says, okay, because you don't want to be a fucking asshole and say, no, I don't want to be your fucking friend. And so you try to be friends, but what this person is really doing, again, there are exceptions, but what this person is really doing is holding on. They don't want to let go. And friends are a way of staying in your life, maybe hoping that I can get you, that I can win you. Just look, I'll change, and it just fucking creates problems for both fucking parties. What needs to happen now is that this person needs to move on and do what they feel called to do with their life, and this person needs to be forced to deal with the fucking pain that is that hole that you used to occupy. Then maybe down the road somewhere you can come back together as friends when both parties are in a better place. So the notion of, gee, let's be friends right now, I definitely advise against it. It never works. Have a kick-ass day.
Yeah, like my balls, nigga. Track, bitch, give me back. Tatted on the back, I'm tatted on her neck. Can't.
I'm getting ripped tonight. R.I.P. that pussy, yeah!
Promise me that you'll be on your best behavior.
I promised other people that I'd be on my worst behavior.
Girls trip to Miami, never gonna happen. Because a lot of girls would be like, oh, we all have boyfriends, like why? Bro, if you're on a yacht in Miami, somebody gotta be putting out somehow, some way, and I ain't gonna take the chance if it's my girl, fuck that. So if the girls trip, yeah, you can go on the girls trip, we will break up, and on the Monday or whenever you come back, we will discuss what you did and how your actions were, and if I'm disgusted, we will no longer be together. Future Relations 1016.
Better not get too comfortable.